Hey, I mean, no moral victories, but I mean, our guys. I mean, really proud of. I mean, really proud of the effort that our guys showed. I mean, coming into the game really shorthanded, and then Wenzel going down and playing one of the more physical teams in the country. And I thought our guys. I mean, for the most part, we held up, but we knew too that down the stretch and in the first half, I mean, the keys for us was you can't let them get out in transition. That's where they get their threes. But then also knowing too that the real battle was going to come when the shot went up, and could we, I thought we could win the first shot battle, but then when that shot goes up, and especially with the size that we have right now in our lineups, I mean, we knew we were going to be in for a battle, and I thought in the first half we did a tremendous job. They only had one offensive rebound. They had two on the stat sheet, but I'm not going to count the air ball that a rope got there at the end. But then in the second half, you give up 10 offensive rebounds, you give up 10 extra possessions. Conversely, I thought the thing about them is, I mean, I got as much respect for that coaching staff as I do anybody in the country, and they make you a better coach. And especially from an offensive standpoint, trying to figure out ways to score against them. And for our guys to come out and execute the game plan offensively, to shoot almost 61% in the second half, to shoot 58% for the game against one of the best defensive teams in the country, that is a bright spot. But then at the same time, you can't give up 14 empty possessions. I mean, when you're shooting 58% for the game, those 14 extra possessions. I mean, you look at it turnover wise, they had 10, we had 14. There's 4 possessions there. The offensive rebound 7. I mean, that's 11 extra possessions that we gave them, and for us to give ourselves a chance. I mean, those are some of the things that we got to work on. But I do think we're progressing, making our way in the right direction. It's just a matter of can we find ways to close games, but it's hard to close. Guys, 6, 7 guys out there, and when you're playing against one of the more physical teams in the country, it takes a toll on you. I mean, it's like playing a really good running team that just pounds the ball. I mean, Derrick Henry, I mean, he's not great in the first, second, or third, but in the fourth quarter, I mean, he just wears you down, and that's kind of what happened. But really proud of the effort, and now we got to turn around and play a really good Utah State team on Tuesday.
You guys put the clamps on Trammell. Is that one of those things, pick your poison things where the Butler has a chance to?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where you got to and give Butler credit. He made shots. I mean, with where our roster is right now, I mean, give J.O. and Maldonado, I mean, a ton of credit. I mean, Maldo played 40 minutes, J.O. played 38, and I mean, they're being outsized. I mean, Mensa, Lede, Rope, I mean, John, I mean, those guys. And so it's like, okay, well, pick your poison. And, we were going to let certain guys try to beat us and give Butler credit for making some of those shots. And but I thought we did a really good job on Trammell. Max did a good job with his length. And then also, too, we made Trammell guard on the other end. I thought our guys really executed the game plan, but against a team like that, we're not deep enough right now, and with a lot of points out of the lineup, a lot of rebounds out of the lineup, a lot of players out of the lineup. I mean, you gotta, you can't make some of those little mistakes that eventually against a team like that, I mean, they're gonna make you pay.
Any idea about Wenzel, if he's gonna be okay?
No, I mean, no timeline. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we get an MRI, but as of right now, I don't know.
So
Not good, but
I know you
don't
said
know.
there's no moral victories, but like, how does these last 2 games, just being able to take the top 2 teams in the conference, like just down to the wire, I mean, how does that help confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, nobody likes to lose. I mean, no one in that locker room is really accustomed to losing, and but I do think that I can lose if I know the effort was right, and I mean the effort was right. The execution for the most part was right. It's just a matter of can we find ways to just finish games. I mean that comes down to me as a coach. That comes down to the players that are on the floor. You got to find a way to get a stop. You got to find a way to make a basket. I mean that's what ultimately comes down to. But I mean the effort is tremendous, and I do think that we are getting. I mean we're starting. You can start to see that we're starting to figure things out.
running out of guys, but X obviously came up big, especially when Wenzel was out.
No, X did a really good job. Stepped up, made some big shots there in the second half. Did a really good job defensively for the most part. I mean, just fighting his tail off. I mean, Matt Bradley's got a lot of size on him, but I can't fault X's effort. I can't fault any of their effort. It's just it's close is good enough in two things in life, and that's horseshoes and hand grenades. And right now, I mean, close enough, it's not good enough.
Did you think those last 5 minutes more self-inflicted wounds? Do you think that was because of like you said, guys playing 38, 40 minutes, just tired?
Yeah, I mean, it's you look at a couple of the turnovers. I mean, it's just kind of what it was. And you're a team that's a program that's accustomed to winning. I mean, and you go back, you probably watch the film in terms of just their defensive effort didn't die down. And now you got a guy like Matt Bradley who can go close a game. And then, that shot goes up and you got to find a way to get rebounds. But, I just said, you could sit there and say a lot of things, but, if you don't, it never comes down to the last 4 minutes now. You got to find a way to play better and execute during that stretch. But, I mean, our guys were tired, but I thought we got good looks when we did get shots. I mean, we had them. I mean, I said that's like you can go and do your homework and see when the last time a team shot 58% against them.
So obviously with the effort level like you talked about, how important is it to kind of keep that up, just looking at it?
Well, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, you got no other choice. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. I mean, Utah State's really good and really tough at home, and as of right now, I mean, as we make our way, I mean, the guys you saw on the floor at the end of the game are going to be the guys that travel. I mean, there's nothing. There ain't nobody coming back anytime soon that didn't play. So, I mean, those guys know that what they're going into, and that's what it is.